BKS presents You Can Draw with Stef Wilson and Kerry Ann.
What are we going to draw today? Well, it felt like Halloween-y.
Might be Saturday.
So, we're going to draw the characters from Cartoon Network, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Of course, with Grim, who was my favorite character. I would love to know who voiced Grim, because he had a great voice.
Bye, Michael. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Michael. And there's Mandy, and then there's Billy, of course. Billy usually has his finger in his nose. We're not going to do that for this picture. Okay?
I don't even know the show.
Cartoon Network. You remember the show?
No.
He's the little dead guy who walks around with a really deep voice.
Sure says.
You forgot about the show, right? It was a good show, and Grim was hysterical because he was always trying to be serious or something. Mandy was really bratty, and he was basically always getting frustrated.
I remember the show too.
So,
I can't picture it.
Huh? You can't picture it?
I don't know, but now we lost 5 minutes, so
Okay,
draw on.
so we're going to start right in the middle. Yeah, we got to draw 3 characters here. So we're going to start in the middle. I thought it was a hysterical show. My favorite was like Rocko's Modern Life, but you know.
I used to like that show.
I'm going to rotate this pad. I have to draw sideways when we do this, but this is the only way we can do it. We haven't come up with a better technology for this. Because you guys got to be able to see right onto the drawing. Which means I have to hug the phone stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Grim.
Bye, Courtney.
Bye, Courtney. So we're going to put Grim right in the middle of the picture. So what he's got is a hood, though, going across the skull. Otherwise, we just draw a big round skull. So what we'll do is we'll actually draw the top of the hood. That'll set off where things are going to go. Just a slight bend to a crescent. Last week on the cake commercial. I just said it now. Now we can draw Grim's head. It's basically a circle that's getting obscured by this line. So do a circle. Give a little notch for his cheekbone. And then he has the longest chin you could ever imagine. Okay? Swoop over. Kind of looks like a moon, like a crescent moon is the bottom of his chin. Just a little more squared off. Then go up to do his other cheeky thing. Again, a triangle. And then finish out that circle. That would be his head. Okay? So you guess basically a circle, you do a triangle, and then you drop it down into a chin. Now, Grim has lots of expressions, lots of great expressions. But first, let's put in his 2 eyes. One is smaller than the other one. Most of the pictures, it's that way. I don't know if it's just the perspective, because his face is turned to the side or whatever. But most of the pictures I looked at, he had mismatched eyes. And right above him, he had 2 little crescents. Okay, when he's surprised, obviously, they'd be facing a different direction when he's mad. But he has 2 little crescents for eyebrows, because, you know, skulls have eyebrows. And a triangle for a nose. Real simple skeleton face. In this particular picture, he's happy, so just follow his chin and go straight up to make his smile.
William said not to mention the Kickstarter started killing his budget. There's a lot going on.
Oh, there's a lot of Kickstarters going. Do his hood. Go up. See this crescent line? That's the top of his head where it's falling over his head. So now just follow that around. Oops, I went a little close. This is a little bit fuller sometimes. And curve. And then curve and go back up towards that line, but don't touch that line.
Okay, in the new house.
Uh-huh.
I need to sit next to you.
So we've curved back. Now let's bring his hood down to the bottom of his chin, about there. And bring this up to about there. Now, if he was grim-faced, obviously this triangle would drop further down and he'd have a stern face or something like that. But we're not drawing him that way. All right. Here's the easiest part about Grim, his robe. Ready? Go straight down. Draw another line straight down like that. Okay? Just a tube. Basically a tube. Give him some curls. Like waves. Like little waves. His robe is tattered, I think, is what it's supposed to represent. But we're going to stop here because he's holding a sit in his hand here. So we're going to have to draw that in before we finish off his robe. Grim's arm comes out. It goes around. And it goes around like that. That's the sleeve. And then you can just fill in his hand like this. The hand, his hand is just segments. So we've got him putting his hand against his waist. And that's the rest of his sleeve. Now on this side, we're going to have his hand do something. Okay? So, a grim hand is a round segment and then a couple little sausages for the bony fingers. I guess that's supposed to be the bony fingers. Okay, and one more for his thumb. Now we're going to make a swoopy line. All right, like a long crescent. And go straight all the way up past him. And go up to about there. Okay? And then just parallel that line. This is going to be the handle of a scythe. And half of a crescent moon right there. And that's his. Just the way we did the robe here. Let me move up out of comments so you guys can see. Just the way we did the robe here. Same thing. Come out. Give me a curl. Give me another curl, like waves. Once again. Now all we have to do is connect his hand and his scythe to him. So what we're going to do is give him a little bit of a sleeve. Okay. We'll come down. A little bit of a sleeve and come down to give us a little bit of an angle to go back. Okay? And that's basically Grim. Sorry if he's a little off. I'm trying sideways, but I think his hood should be a little fatter. Like that. Not much. It's not too far off. It kind of lays flat on his head, so it's okay. The fun thing with drawing cartoon characters is they're not really complex, and you can see what tools the artist was using or what designs they were using. What's really cool is you draw them a bunch of times, and you can draw your own cartoon characters. Like you can be like, oh, I like the way that face Grim a couple times. You learn how to draw a skull, and then you can draw your own skeleton guy. It doesn't have to be Grim. You can make your own character up because it's something that's easy to reproduce then from then on once you've done it a bunch of times. All right, now we're going to draw Billy. Billy's a lot of circles and ovals. Now, Billy stands right about at this level on Grim, okay? So he's not very tall. So I'm going to draw a little line there to give on either side. We'll erase it. But that's just to tell you about where Billy's got to end up. Because he's smaller than Grim. Grim's very tall. So right here, give me an oval. That's his nose. Billy's face is very simple, or his head. It's a big fat oval. It comes up, but you stop before you finish. This would be the rest of the oval. You're going to stop right here because his ear comes in there, and that's a circle. They didn't get very complicated on Billy or Mandy. These are the easy ones to fill in. And then you're going to continue that oval all the way around to about there. We have to stop again, and this is why. Because the brim of his hat cuts through. But in true Cartoon Network style, make a crescent like that for the brim of his hat. And then swoop it around to his nose. Starting right here, give me another line that goes along for the edge of the hat. And this is my favorite part about Billy. From his nose, we're going to go up with the rest of his face, and it matches his hat, like exactly. Like they didn't waste any effort here. You know, they didn't try to make the hat a little bit bigger than his head. No, his head is his hat. They just put a brim on it. They put a brim on his head to make his hat. Billy has two black eyes. They're not that far apart. They're kind of close together. He has got a straight, basic, you know, a little bit of a curved mouth. He's usually got his tongue out or he's got his finger in his nose. So pick which one you want to do. We're doing the tongue out. Draw a slightly rounded line, slightly rounded line, slightly rounded line. That's Billy's body. Real sophisticated. Okay. Let's do his legs. Leg, crumpled up pants, across, crumpled up pants, line. That's not his foot. That's where his pants fold. We've done this on a couple of things where they have pants like this. Same thing. Bulge it out a little bit. That's the extra material from his jeans. And then back up. Makes no sense until you put his Cartoon Network shoes in there. And now you've got bunched up pants. He has a basic sleeve and a basic sleeve. This is one of Billy's favorite gestures. Thumb, and then literally draw a mitten and put 2 lines in it. That's a Billy hand. Now in the other, we'll give him a little curl like we sometimes do and like we did on Graham. And then he has one big stripe across the front of his shirt. And that's Billy. The Billy of Billy and Mandy. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Let me take that line away, because it's not a horizon line. Time?
It is 9:46.
Oh, we got plenty of time to do Mandy. I feel like we're rushing here. We missed the comments.
Billy was fun. I didn't like Grim.
You didn't like Grim?
No comments, really.
No comments? Oh, Chloe is going to share with the class, right? Definitely. She'll have to draw it later, though. That's awesome. All right, so Mandy. I think a lot of people feel like Mandy sometimes. Mandy's a grumpy one. I'll move the phone in reverse. I don't know why it does that. Reverse the screen. Mandy's is going to be the same height as Billy, so she should end up here and just end up there. And that gives you kind of where you're going to be drawing. Now, Mandy's got an even easier head. So if we start here, start at a point, slope down, and make a big, like a water droplet. Stop about there. Then, we stop there so you could make an ear, which is a circle. Later, Nai. Thanks.
Bye, Nai.
Wait to see the drawing she does in her art book. It'll be phenomenal. Continue your water droplet around and give her a little spike. There is a little notch. Her hair is up, and it's almost like a horn, but they put them close together so you wouldn't think of a horn. You know what it reminds me of? Heat Miser.
Oh, God, I love that show.
Because there's like a little flame almost shape to it. That's her hair pulled back and up in a tuft kind of thing. Now from her ear, do a big crescent to the other side of her head. And do a parallel line to that crescent back to her ear. That's a headband. We only know it's a headband when we put her hair in, which is a swoop, go up a little bit, and then swoop over. And that's her hair inside, but before the hairband, and her hair is, that's why I guess her hair is sticking up in the back, because of the hairband. Now, to do her eyes, because she's always scowling, that's just Mandy, that's the way she is. We're going to imagine 2 circles here, but the tops are going to be cut down to make them look mad. So following her hairline, just give me a little line like that. Okay, a little crescent line along the hair there. And do the bottom of an oval. And see where this hair is? Do the same thing. Another line there. Another bottom of an oval. Her mouth is an upside down U. And then her eyes, if you want them to look mad, and not like evil, but just grumpy, you put the pupil of the eyes right against the line of the top of the eye, and then it looks like she's scowling.
She's pouting.
Pouting. Yeah, that's Mandy. That's Mandy's personality. Okay, so from here, I don't remember this cartoon. I used to catch those. You know what? It was probably late night TV after you fell asleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, Mandy's dress is a triangle. You're going across like this. You're going back up, but you stop. And that's because she's got her arm here. So it's just a crescent. And it'll make sense when you give her an arm and an elbow, because her arm's behind her back. And then this arm is over here. Her legs are simpler than Billy's and her shoes. Straight down, straight down. Okay, straight down, straight down. That's her legs. She's got no pants rolls or anything because she's wearing a dress. And then you've got 2 big ovalish shapes for her shoes. And then a little stripe across each leg for her socks. For Grumpy Mandy, she has a flower on her shirt. So a flower is a circle, and then some petals around it. I think she has 4 petals on her flower, which is a little strange, but that would be Cartoon Network for you making it. The only other detail on both Mandy and Billy is a little line on the inside of their ear if you want to give them that ear shape. Not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
I like your bill. Your Billy's
My
fantastic.
Billy came out really good.
Your Billy's spot on. So then what you do is, because you're one of the 4 people who actually know who this cartoon is, what you have to do is you have to make it work. So what you do is you do Billy. This is how you do cartoon letters. Draw a B, put 2 little half circles in it. Cartoon letters are fun because they don't have to be exact. So draw a nice little Billy and Mandy. He's got a small I, but for some reason capital S. It's just that kind of randomness. Like Scooby-Doo is one single font, but Cartoon Network is famous for the random kind of font. So you could tape ways I can fit it in. Now Mandy starts over here behind this sickle. So you're doing an M, but you can't do all of it. So you're going to go up, going to go down, and just a triangle there. And everybody knows it's an M because you've seen enough of it. If you show enough of the letter, people will know what the letter is. Their mind will fill in the rest. Okay. And then you got an N for Mandy. And then a D. If this was taking place in the 80s, it would have been Mandy with 2 E's. But it's the original Mandy.
What is it? M-A-N-D-E?
M-A-N-D-Y.
D-Y, okay.
Then you do a little and symbol, which is a backwards E with 2 slashes coming down to it. And then it's the Grimm, because that's him, adventures of. And there you go. And that's Billy and it's Mandy. It's actually a cool cartoon. You should see it if you get a chance. Definitely worth watching. I'm allowed to share Kerry's. Yay! Let's see how Kerry did. Oh, very nice. Your Billy's spot on. Definitely spot on.
My Grimm is not too.
Your Grimm's what's wrong with your Grimm? Oh,
He's got a big face.
But Grimm has a big face. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And Mandy's good. Very.
Yay, nice.
Tell me,
Just pretty cool.
You can just share it to me and say, "Oh, don't post this. I'm self-conscious about it." Or you can tag me in it if you post it, if you're proud of it, because I'll share it out. Because it's not about being perfect or anything. It's about having fun.
Thank you so much for drawing and watching with us. Please like, comment, and share if you had fun.